Hello everyone, myself Anand Joshi and I'm working as a assistant professor in Chandigarh Polytechnic College, Gurua in mechanical department. Today our topic is based on a auto engine subject. We covered last topic SI engine and CA engines in the last video. So in the today video we covered the topic about specialized engine. Wankel engine is the type of a specialized engine. So now I'm sharing with you a presentation slide based on a Wankel engine. This is a presentation slide on Wankel engine. And this is the structure about Wankel engine, and this is the shape of Wankel engine, convex and convex shapes. These are the three edges of the Wankel engine shapes. And in this presentation, we covered about the Wankel engine topic, right? So in the first slide, we discuss about introduction of Wankel engine, a type of internal combustion engine that uses the rotary engine of a design of Wankel engine. Uses four-stroke cycle, which is based on a Otto cycle, and it is developed in 1951 by Felix Wankel. This is the diagram or a short video of Wankel engine process. In the first intake, mixture is entered into the intake port, and after that, after it second process is compressing, and this is a installation of spark plugs. After compressing, the spark plug igniting, and gases are heated by the ignition point, and after that the last stage is the exhaust port. In the exhaust port, the extra gases are moved from the exhaust port. So this is the process of a Wankel engine, and this is the shape of a three rotor type of a Wankel engine, right? So in the next slide, we discuss about Rotary Design. Four-stroke engines. First is intake, where the mixture is entered into the chamber, and in the second stage is compression. The mixture is compressed by the piston or rotary engine, and in the third type is combustion. In the combustion process, spark plugs or igniters are igniting the mixture or air by the sparks or igniters, and in the last stage is the exhaust port. Rotary on eccentric shaft. Eccentric shaft rotating the whole three shape rotary engine in the Wankel design. Designed to minimize volume while maximizing. Design of the rotary engine is the minimizing the volume while maximizing compression ratio. Relox rotor, triangular shaped with equal width. The whole shape of the triangular part is the equally width. Parts, the various parts of the rotor or a Wankel engine is a rotor. Second one is housing. In the housing, coolant passages are available for cooling the rotor engine. Intake and exhaust port are available. Spark plug is also available in the housing. So third point is the output shaft, which is located on eccentrically on the lobes. Rotor. So first type of the part of the rotary Wankel engine is a rotor. Three convex faces. In the first slide, we saw the introduction about a Wankel engine. Three convex faces are about the Wankel engine. Each act like a piston pocket. On faces increases displacement of a engine. Apex is a metal blade that forms a seal to outside of combustion chamber. The rotor has a set of internal gear teeth cut into the center of one side. These teeth mate with a gear that is fixed to the housing. This gear mating determines the path and the direction the rotor takes through the housing. So this is the introduction about a rotor. We have in the rotor three shaped type of rotor in the Wankel engine, and all the three types are equally width having, and it made of a apex is a metal blade to seal the outside chamber, right? So in the this is a outside chamber of a So this is a three shape type of shape, and apex blade which is sealed the chamber, and this is your housing. This is your housing, and the rotor moves in the eccentrically lobes on the eccentric lobe. This is a lobe and moves at a eccentrically. Wankel engine rotor moves eccentrically on this the slide portion, right? So this is your housing, and coolant passages are available there in the housing port, and intake and exhaust port is also available in the housing. So this is a construction features of a Wankel engine. This is a diagram of a rotor, three shaped rotor. This is a axis apex seal which seals the and joining the three rotor with the each other. Face seals. Face seals also available to the into the rotor, right? This is the diagram of a rotor, and in the second part is a housing, which is also another part of a Wankel engine. It is a roughly oval in shape. Housing is a roughly oval in shape, which is also we see in the previous slide, in the first introduction slide. It is a oval in shape. The shape of the combustion chamber is designed so that the three tips of the rotor will always stay in contact with the wall of the chamber, forming three sealed volume of a gas. ये जो combustion chamber के अंदर आपकी जो housing की shape है, oval shape इसलिए बनाई गई है ताकि जो आपके rotor की तीनों points है वो connected रहे आपके housing के साथ ही, right? So this is the specially designed rotor shape in the convex shape, which is connected to always all time in the chamber, in the wall. Each part of the housing is dedicated to one part of the combustion process. This is your housing, and it is your eccentric lobes, which is rotating the rotating the rotor at centrically, and three type of shape of rotor moves in the on the eccentrically, right? This is your connected your spark plugs. These are the cooling paths, cooling passages, intake port. This is the intake port, and when the mixture is entered into the through the intake port, after that compressing, and in the power stroke, spark plug ignited and power stroke is produced, and in the last is the fourth stroke is the exhaust stroke, in the where the exhaust gases are moves out from the housing, right? This is the process of a Wankel engine. In the next slide, we have a output shaft, which is another part of the Wankel engine. The output shaft has round lobe mounted eccentrically. Each rotor fits over one of these lobes. The lobe acts sort of like the crankshaft in a piston engine. Operation. The working operation of the Wankel engine. Rotary engine also uses the four-stroke combustion cycle. Rotary engine based on a four-stroke combustion cycle. The heart of a rotary engine is the rotor, which is equivalent to the piston. The rotor is mounted on a large circular lobe on the output shaft. The rotor orbits inside the housing. It pushes the lobe around in tight circles, turning 3 times for every 1 revolution of the rotor. This is another diagram of a rotor moving in the housing. We also introduce about and discuss about the housing shape, oval shape, and the spark plug connected in the center of the housing portion, and the lobes are moves eccentrically on the lobes. Look at the eccentrically movement of a rotor on the lobes. First is the stage is the intake, where the mixture is entered into the housing. After that, compression stroke is produced, and in the third ignition, before the ignition, it spark plug ignited and power stroke produced, and in the last is the exhaust stroke, right? This is the fourth type of strokes: intake. Yellow port is the intake indicated. Orange is the compression, where the compression is acted. Spark, red is the sparking. This is a spark plug, and in the fourth is exhaust is the black port, right? In the fourth port is the exhaust port. Advantages. Some advantages of Wankel engine is much simpler comparing to its piston counterfeiting, making it more reliable. Power to weight ratio is superior than piston engines. Smooth power flow and high RPM. RPM means revolution per minute. No seizure at high pressure. Design parameters are almost immune to catastrophic failures. Less variations due to absence of reciprocating parts. Challenges. Some kind of a challenges faces in the Wankel engine. Consumes more fuel, become the thermodynamic efficiency of the engine is reduced by the long combustion chamber shape and low compression ratio. Manufacturing cost can be higher cause production number is less, right? In the next slide, we have applications currently used in a Mazda RX-8, used in the seatbelt pre-tensioner system of some Mercedes-Benz and Volkswagen cars, utilized for gas compressors and superchargers in IC engines. Future development. This is the last presentation of a topic of Wankel engine, future engines, future injection type rotary engines, stratified charge type rotary engine, supercharged type rotary engine, diesel rotary engine, and last is a future development in a multi-rotor type rotary engine. So future models also is another part of the future application other than automobiles, motorcycles, showmobile, snowmobile, outboard engine, high-speed boat, light plane, helicopter, industrial engines, chainsaws, and model engines. These are the application future models, right? So hydrogen fuel cell in vehicle, this is the another topic of a specialized engine, hydrogen fuel cell engine, or it is also called fuel cell engine vehicle. Very relevant topic. The topic of alternative fuel vehicle is especially relevant given the event of the last few weeks. As gas prices continues to rise this summer, we will likely see this topic get more and more attention. Hydrogen fuel cells, an old idea whose time has come. Fuel cell invented in 1838 by Swiss scientist Christian Friedrich Schonbein. Specs of engines as well as batteries, no pollution emitted, PAMFCs ideal for light duty vehicles, buildings, and much smaller applications. Storage and efficiency is two storage options. First is produce the hydrogen on the ground and then storage it on board the vehicle, the direct hydrogen option. Second option is produce the hydrogen on the vehicle by means of a tiny onboard hydrogen plant, the onboard fuel processor option. These are the two storage options. Hydrogen FC is 2 times as efficient as internal combustion or IC engines. Internal combustion efficiency, for example, 15 to 25%, and hydrogen FC efficiency is 50 to 60%, is the 2 times more efficient than IC engines. Estimates that FC vehicles can achieve equivalent of 80 miles per gallon gasoline. Fuel cell stakes. This is the diagram of fuel cell stakes. In the first portion, we covered the hydrogen fuel is channeled through field flow, air, oxygen, and this is the hydrogen gas. Plates to the anode on one side of the fuel cell, while oxygen from the air is channeled to the other cathode on the other side of the cell. So these are the anode and cathode sides, right? The second point, at the anode, a platinum catalyst causes the hydrogen to split into positive hydrogen ions and negatively charged electrons, right? So this is the second portion. Third portion is indicated the polymer electrolyte membranes, PEM, allows only the positively charged ion to pass through it to the cathode. Anode entered the positive ions into the cathode side, and cathode only received the positively charged ion to pass through the cathode, and the negatively charged electrons must travel along an external circuit to the cathode. In the fourth type is, which indicated at the cathode, the electrons and positively charged hydrogen ions combines with oxygen to form water which flows out of the cell. This is the 4 fuel cell stacks types, right? In the next slide, we have covered application of fuel cell technology. The fuel cell technology applicable on cars, buses, space travel and exploration, airplanes, submarines, off-grid power supply, and combined heat and power. Hydrogen fuel cell vehicle issues. Some issues are occurred in the fuel cell vehicles, which is the storage is complicated, limited ranges, expensive fuel. Its fuel is very expensive. Still a fossil fuel, energy carrier, not energy source. And last one is a infrastructure. So these are the some application or issue on fuel cell vehicle. So thank you for joining today lecture on which is based on a fuel cell and Wankel engine, which is covered in the specialized type of engines. So thank you all.